This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. 1 dead, 3 injured in drive-by attack in Waterhouse. 1 man is dead and 3 others injured following a drive-by incident in Waterhouse, St. Andrew on Tuesday morning. According to police reports, at approximately 8:45 a.m., several armed men aboard a gray Toyota Probox motorcar opened fire at a group of men along Unity Lane in the community. When the gunfire subsided, 4 men were found nursing gunshot wounds, one of whom subsequently succumbed to his injuries. The other 3 were taken to the hospital where they are being treated. The deceased has been identified as 19-year-old Alton Haffenden of a Unity Lane address. According to Coleridge Minto, acting operations officer for the St. Andrew South Division, the incident stems from an ongoing feud between men from the Waterhouse community and the men from the Olympic Gardens area. A full-scale investigation is being done to identify the persons who would have carried out this incident, but from the preliminary reports, we are picking up that it is gang-related. There is an ongoing gang conflict with a group of men from the Olympic Gardens space, and so it's attributed to gang conflict, said Minto. Still, it is an ongoing active investigation. In the meantime, Minto said police assets have been strategically placed in the Waterhouse area to address the recent flare-up in violence. 12-year-old boy killed in Trelawny Highway crash, man hospitalized. A 12-year-old today died and a man is in hospital after the car they were traveling in collided with a trailer along the North Coast Highway in Trelawny. He has been identified as Ackerman Mary of Appleton in St. James. The incident happened about 7:10 a.m. Sergeant Kirkland Cross, who is attached to the Trelawny Traffic Department, told the news that Mary was a passenger in a gray Toyota Fielder that was heading east along the highway. He said that on reaching the vicinity of the Martha Bray overpass, the driver attempted to overtake the trailer but collided with the back of it. Both occupants were trapped inside the car. Firefighters from the Falmouth Fire Station removed Mary and the driver from the vehicle. Cross said that they were both taken to the Falmouth Hospital, where the boy was pronounced dead and the driver admitted in a serious condition. Cross said the police have noticed an increase in road crashes and fatalities. When compared to last year at this time, there were 6 accidents with 6 fatalities. Now it is 13 accidents with 16 fatalities, he disclosed. Pastor's teen son pleads guilty to his murder at Westmoreland home. The teenage son of slain Westmoreland pastor Garnet Foster has been convicted for the gruesome killing. The 17-year-old's name is being withheld. He pleaded guilty to murder in the Westmoreland Circuit Court today, the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions confirmed. He is scheduled to be sentenced on August 4. Foster, 45, who was a pastor of the Church of God of the Mountain Assembly, was killed in his sleep at the family's home in Petersfield on July 23 last year. According to police reports, the teen told his uncle and grandmother, who lived next door, that he had discovered his father's body lying in blood with a knife sticking out of his neck. The relatives immediately rushed over and entered Foster's room. They reported that he was covered in blood with stab wounds to his upper body. The well-known clergyman was rushed to the Savannah Lamar Hospital, where he died while undergoing treatment. Gun recovered in Anchovy, St. James. The police are reporting the seizure of an illegal gun and ammunition in Anchovy, St. James this morning. They say the recovery of the Glock 19 pistol with 1 round was made during an operation in Roehampton District. The operation was conducted by the St. James Police with assistance from the personnel from Area 1 Specialized Operations and the Jamaica Defense Force. Today's seizure comes 6 days after the massive gun find last week Wednesday in Bobman Hill, Lilliput in St. James. A rifle capable of discharging multiple types of ammunition and over 100 rounds were found in that operation. So far this year, the security forces have recovered 95 weapons and hundreds of rounds of ammunition in St. James. October 11 trial for Sangster airport workers held in cocaine bust. The 4 Sangster International Airport employees who are accused of trying to smuggle cocaine onto a flight destined for Canada last year, all have a case to answer and are to go on trial on October 11. In the St. James Parish Court today, lawyers for Indra Waite, Trelawny Reed, Tavon Murray, and Romaine Kerr asking presiding parish judge Sasha Ashley to throw out the case. Kerr is charged with possession of, dealing in, and exporting cocaine, while Reed is charged with breaching the Civil Aviation Act and conspiracy to export cocaine. Waite is charged with conspiracy to export cocaine, possession of criminal property, and aiding and abetting, and Murray is charged with conspiracy to export cocaine. Waite is being represented by attorney Henry McCurdy, while Reed is being represented by Martin Thomas. And attorney Michael Hemmings is representing Murray, while Kerr's lawyer is Charles Sinclair. During today's proceeding, it was revealed that several outstanding documents, including copies of items from Canadian authorities, had not been handed over to the prosecution by the investigating officer. This triggered calls from the quartet's lawyers for the matter to be dismissed on the basis that the prosecution did not have a suitable case against their clients. This court was very clear at the last occasion, March 8, that we would set this date, giving the Crown ample time to get their house in order. The documents being in the hands of the investigating officer is not good enough. The Crown has no case, Hemmings argued, in leading the charge for the case to be done away with. Responding, Ashley noted that the prosecution's responsibility in trying the matter is to put forward whatever evidence it has at the proper time. As a result, the case was set for trial on October 11, and the bail was extended for the accused. The prosecution is expected to make full disclosure to the defense by August 12. Allegations are that on October 10, 2021, the four defendants were servicing a Sunwing flight that was scheduled to depart from the Sanctuary International Airport in Montego Bay to the Toronto Pearson Airport in Canada. They allegedly conspired and placed a bag with 11.4 kilograms of cocaine valued at US $570,000 or Jamaican $88.1 million on board the aircraft. The cocaine was intercepted at the airport in Canada, and one person was arrested in relation to the seizure. Following top-level investigations which involved the input of Jamaica's Narcotics Division, the four accused, who are all of St. James addresses, were arrested and charged. Prosecution makes closing arguments in Klinsmann trial. The Crown on Tuesday began its closing address as the end looms for the long-running trial of the over 24 alleged members of the Klinsmann gang. A senior prosecutor addressing the court said the Crown would refrain from regurgitating the details already placed into records of the court, including those which comprised their response to the no-case submissions made by the defense, and asked that the judge in his summation accept those earlier arguments as part of their final submission. The Crown, in the meantime, pressed the trial judge, Chief Justice Brent Sykes, to reject the good character evidence of the remaining accused and accept instead the evidence of the two accomplices, witness number 1 and witness number 2, former gang members turned state witness. In the trial, which began September of last year, with 33 accused, 4 have since been freed. 26 of the remaining 28 accused, through a combination of sworn and unsworn statements, have insisted that they are industrious and law-abiding citizens, while 2 opted to remain silent. According to the Crown, the evidence of witness number 1, who was the one to approach the police and to provide information which prompted the investigation and the subsequent arrest, was sufficient corroboration for evidence presented in the case. In the meantime, prosecutors Tuesday pressed the court to accept as relevant evidence the voice recordings of alleged conversations between the supposed gangsters, arguing it was established that the individuals on the calls, who in cases identified themselves by their names and monikers, had an established relationship with each other and were clearly part of the criminal organization. According to the Crown, the conversations which were played into the records of the court showed that the witness was familiar with the various players based on the friendly manner in which they spoke. The Crown, in opening its case on September 20, said they accused the individuals who allegedly comprised the Blackman faction of the gang under Andre Blackman Brand's leadership had various roles in which they acted as killers, drivers, lookout men or watchmen, gunsmiths, and foot soldiers. The Crown is alleging that the accused between 2015 and 2019 carried out a range of murders, conspiracies to murder and extortion, and arson throughout the parish of St. Catherine. It said the gang's headquarters at the Jones Avenue in Spanish Town was used by gang members for planning their exploits and was also where briefing and debriefing in respect of crimes took place. The court also heard that this was where transactions such as the sale and the purchase of guns to carry out murders were done. Several members of the gang in their roles as foot soldiers, the court was told, were responsible for ensuring that murders ordered were executed and that extortion monies were collected. The case, which included the largest number of accused ever to be tried together in a single matter, is being handled by 40 attorneys. The accused are being tried under the Criminal Justice Suppression of Criminal Organizations Act, commonly called the anti-gang legislation, with several facing additional charges under the Firearms Act for crimes allegedly committed between 2015 and 2019. All the accused, when arraigned on September 20 at the start of the trial, pleaded not guilty to the charges against them. The offenses for which they are being charged include being part of a criminal organization, murder, conspiracy to murder, arson, illegal possession of firearm, and illegal possession of ammunition. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.